Yeah. That's so funny. Alright, it's alright. Drink some. We're doing the fine. Day I just met you. Never in the day I die. But everyone was more. When I will be sure. Never forget you. Always be by my side till the day I die. Alright. I'm gonna do a talk quick, Ma.
Alright.
And then if you're hungry, I'll get you something to eat, and then I'm going to go for a walk around. I got to get some yah-yahs out. I got to use my energy wisely. I'm going to plan a path, and I'm only going to take that path. And I'm not going to deviate from that path. Because it's Friday, and it's fucking people-y out there. They got all the fences up at the park. That is so uninviting when you live in a community and that community like blocks out the community for inclusion for paid membership required. It's so terribly disingenuous. I get so confused with how this planet Earth and the people that run the place and their ideas. What they think are good ideas. So I was talking to my fairy princess, what was she? The fairy, was she the fairy princess?
Fairy princess?
Is that what we decided, or she's the fairy godmother? Because that popped in my head too. She's a fairy princess. She's a fairy princess. She's my earth angel, and then she's like, no, I'm a fairy princess. And she freaking has made wishes come true. She ain't lying. I mean, so I got all freaked out today because I saw a TikTok and it said like ALS is like is a kind of scoliosis, and I was like, motherfucker. I said that's what they said I have. So I was like trying to get online, trying to find my medical records to see the exact term. It's AI. It's some auto. It's something. It's not. It's I don't know if I took a screenshot of it or not, but it really panicked me because that is a fucking shitty. You basically become entombed in your own body until you die. You know. But there's states that when you have a terminal disease like that, you can take a pill and die within like 3 hours. If you're already gonna die, you know, you can make the choice like to save yourself the agony and watching your family watch you freaking just dissolve. God, man, if people do not have trauma in this planet, living on this alien ant farm, what good are you from not like easing the freaking suffering of others? So anyway, I was talking to my fairy princess today, and I said, you know what? I said everybody's like freedom, you know. And then I think, what do people do with their freedom? Like if they get the freedom, usually people with financial, you'll see what people really are. You know, like I think the more people buy and spend outside, the smaller they are inside. Like that is how much they're trying to overcompensate, and it's catching up to people because logic evades them, and so they do things to, you know, feed their ego. Like, I want people to think highly of me, so I'm gonna buy a yacht and then I'm gonna drown in the ocean playing on my yacht. I mean, So I was like, you know what I think? I believe that, you okay, Tuck? You go give your girl kisses? That we are given free will. But the real trick of planet Earth is amongst all that free will, finding your discipline. Finding that inside you that connects to a higher source that propels you to make the environment better in which you are living in, the community, and not just doing things that serve yourself. So it's not so much about freedom, but this needs to be a nation of discipline, which I don't know if it's ever been, considering we went from 56 million of my ancestors down to 800,000? This country is built on might is right. That mentality, that ideology is falling down. Falling down. And people need to rectify some things within themselves. They need to take a good hard look. I've looked at myself hard. I've looked at myself for almost 2,400 videos. I have looked right at myself, and I have done a complete freaking fifth step on here. I've everything, every gross, stupid, dumb, selfish, arrogant, misogynistic thing I ever done, I put it on here on YouTube. Because if there's any embarrassment tied to my behavior, let that be a lesson to me not to behave in such a way anymore. Let it be a lesson to me. Act a fool. I'm a Heyoka. My name's Marge. I like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I got a good compliment at the market today. I give people my stickers and then they put them places, right? And then they put one lady, she put them on her order book at Ricky's, the restaurant that she works at. And then people see them and they're like, "Oh, I really like that sticker. Where did you get it?" And then they say, "At Taos Canyon Cannabis. I sell my stickers and my t-shirts. Straight people like rainbows too." I got my first one. The first sticker, I keep it. It's right over here. I got 3 inches and 3-inch stickers and 5-inch stickers. These are the 3-inch. So these are 2 for $5, and then I'll sell the 5-inch or the 4-inch for $5. And then so one of the girls walked by and she said, "Oh, hey, I put your sticker on my dashboard." And then I feel like I get to ride, or I get to be with people and live vicariously because my sticker travels around all over the place. Yeah? Right? So then I'll send it off. I'm going to send it to people that I find on TikTok, And then I'm going to invite them to come see me in Taos in northern New Mexico. Bring some of the likeness in which, and help me make this community better. Because it needs so much freaking help. Oh my gosh, man. The cousins sitting in the city council chairs here. The thing of it is you people don't shoot the messenger, but the way the trajectory based on people's self-will because they don't have discipline, the way I see it, see these people that have controlled and dominated the towns and cities in which regular people are just trying to survive in, and they're playing Legos is what they're doing. They played Legos when they were little and they got all these sets, and then they're like, "Ooh, let's build our town the way we always want it." It's just so but it's just misappropriation of funds. It's like, okay, if you're gonna do that, but can you provide showers for the homeless? Or maybe put porta potties strategically placed, or or like warming stations and cooling can we accommodate people of all sorts? Because you made it so accessible for them to delve in, to not discipline themselves and to delve into their free will, and so many people rotted their brain with all the drugs and alcohol that they're on, and weed makes people, they say weed makes people lazy. That's the only medicine I do. Cannabis. Come hang out and spend a day with me and see how fucking lazy I am. No, it's the person, people take things in to accentuate who and what they are, and they don't discipline themselves. And then you have those that care so much about themselves, they will spend, I call them gym rats. They spend all their time in the gym. That's all well and good. You're counting calories. You care so much about yourself. You weigh out your chicken and you eat your eggs and you blah, blah, blah. And you're dead squats and you're this and that. Have you ever changed the brakes on on an old dude's car, like he don't have no money, have you ever done something for somebody that you are capable of that you don't get paid for? Because that's what's fallen off planet Earth, is people haven't used their free will for charity, to do for others that can't do for themselves. And so, okay, here comes the karma. Guess who's going to figure out, people are going to find themselves in situations where they're going to have to call on people, and because they weren't there for others, they're going to have to figure out how to get themselves out of this shit. So, I had an epiphany today. I said, you know what? Because I got an old dog, Artie Pants. He's coming up on the, he's gonna live. He's a Virgo. He's gonna determine when he goes. But unless barring, something happens, he has a stroke or something like that. I don't kill dogs. I let them decide when it's time for them to go, and I just try and make them. It's hard. It's just my belief. I want people to be treated the same. See. Because it should be about, the care and comfort of others, and you got this like epsilon at the top who think they're super important, and well, they're not, and they're falling down because you can't hide behind decorum. When the actions or inactions that you take are such a consequences that it leaves the people that you grew up around, you're all in the streets because they have to make tough choices. I've had to make these tough choices, and there's no system made to help people like me. There's no non-profit, so I can imagine how other people struggle that didn't set themselves up to have any kind of security. Anyway, so Artie's getting kind of tired. He's just turning into a crotchety old man, right? So he's got life in him. Don't get me wrong. Like he got mad at Benny today, and he and Benny got into a tussle, and and then it's just like, and then I think, and then because I miss him. I know we see him again, but it's like years that I've dedicated and they'd let me love them, and if you can earn the love of an old dog or an old person, because sometimes people, like they're treated in this kind of way, and then they get to a certain age and they're like, fuck it, you always been an asshole to me, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna, so there's all kinds of dynamics on how people's brains evolve, and God, human dynamics is just it's just the color spectrum. It's just the color wheel, and every behavior is tied to a color, and it sits there, and what color are people going to sit in? So anyway, it occurred to me today that I wrote it down. I said, I do their voices. See, we all got, ever since I was a little girl, all the animals had their own voices, right? Like Benny. Benny's like big face Benny. He's just a big old galoot. He's my problem child, And he came from Trainer, Iowa. 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 And he c You know, and he's really, but he don't get pushed around. He ain't a bitch either. You know, he's a good old boy, but he don't. And then Lunatickle, she talks really with a higher voice, but then she always says, "Why do you make me talk that way?" You know, and the Audie Pants. He came from I mean, they all came from different states. I mean, we're all destined to be together, you know, and it's a lifelong commitment. And anybody that doesn't recognize it as so, I don't identify with. So they're not. I'm probably never gonna come across their FYP. And I think about how many TV shows and stuff like that, how many characters exist because somebody did that same thing. They talk for their pet, you know. And then somebody evolved that character, you know, that's like everything in Hollywood is based on something else, you know. Stories are always based on something else, and I think it's people's internal magnetisms that are drawing to their storylines based on the archaeotext which they have, which in themselves being represented by 12 signs in the astrological charts. I know it's a lot. These are just things that I've muddled around in my mind and come to falling on to land on my belief systems as my belief systems. So, anyway, people don't let one. Oh, Mom and I were watching an episode of Young Sheldon this morning. And we were watching season 3, episode 9. The Sin of Greed and chimichangas from Cha-Cha's. And I was just like, Mom, why is it that we watch shows and they're like so they're like so in the right of times with like how things are right now, you know? Because I never watched this show. This show was on it ended whenever, I mean, it's been this episode first aired years ago, right? And then I pick it up, you know, and it's just like, that's what it's all about. There's nothing wrong with having stuff, but when you have so much stuff that it stifles and takes away from other people, then you're gonna learn your lesson. It's not me, man. It's people give the energy out that they give. And if you withhold, you will find the withholders. You will. So it's getting real trippy out there, that's for sure. I did take some screenshots of stuff I wanted to bring up. But that was a good episode. I liked it. And then I was like, it's so weird how like I'm watching that Young Sheldon show, right? And then the mom on the Young Sheldon is the daughter that plays Sheldon's mom that was on Roseanne. Jackie. That's her mom in real life. Anyway, and so, Mom, maybe you should have gone to Hollywood so I could have gotten roles too, just because you were there first. Nepotism never served me, you know, because I'm never willing to go along with their shit. I'm willing to go along with people's narrative for a while. I always start seeing the loopholes where the imbalance is, and then I just assume hang out at home with Mom and the dogs and not participate in their stupid little reindeer games, you know? So, what was I talking about? My train of thought just derailed. Oh, so then I'm also going back and rewatching The Umbrella Academy. And season 2, the mom on Sheldon is in season 2. I'm only on season 2. I don't know how long she lasts, but I'm just like, it's always been like that. I see these random shows, and then there's like an actor, the synchronicity in there, that there's an actor in there. And let's look her up. Like, what's her name? Let's see. And she's probably born in Los Angeles, I'm guessing. The way that I see latitude and longitude. Ooh, I got our conditioner got delivered. I woke up. I've been putting stuff in my cart, and then this morning I went and bought all the stuff in my cart. So, okay, I don't know okay, so what's her name? Young Sheldon cast. Zoe Perry. Oh, Laurie Metcalf is her mom. She's the one that Jackie on Roseanne. Oh, my mistake. She wasn't born in Los Angeles. She was born in Illinois, because that's where Roseanne took place, is outside of, or a couple hours from Illinois. So latitude and longitude, that is 41. See, so and I spent my formative years. That's why I'm drawn to these shows and TV shows, because I'm literally the same. Because you become in alignment with people unbeknownst to me. And I've watched a lot of TV, but I've used it as data collection because I know that these are scripts, and so I look in behind the minds and the time frames in which these the timelines in which these stories take place, and I think about the psyche and the people that are writing these stories. So they give me an idea of where people's mindsets are based on the scripts that they're writing. So I'm getting it's not just The Simpsons. You know, see, that's the thing, is you make it's like the more people look at, if okay, here's an example. If the whole world started believing that the ocean was green, if they just started talking, what are you talking about? The sky is green, you know? The sky is green. And I said ocean, but I was thinking in terms oceans are blue, you know, so using an opposite color. But if everybody just was no, the sky's green, I don't know what you're talking about, it's green. Before we know it, that is going to become the collective reality. That is how we create reality, by the majority. That's why media puts stories out, so everybody focuses on that. And now, how many people are gonna start leaving their dumbass, coworkers? It's I believe that story is so predominantly coming out. That dude that got, he was probably, for whatever reason, I don't know the circumstances but there's a thing that is supposed to be really driven into American military, and that's leave no man behind, right? That's no, you don't leave a man. Dude, I was left behind in basic training by my whole fucking squadron, so that's when I figured out that's bullshit. They all went to the chow hall, and I forgot my attaché case that you gotta carry around your little airman manual. It's not about what's in that manual, it's about the people that print the manuals getting paid. And then they redo the revisions, and then, the printing. It's all about freaking aesthetics. America's built on mirrors and smoke and mirrors, dude. That's what this culture is. And it's crumbling down because we got to rebuild the foundation that's actually built on something where there's vegetables and fruit fucking everywhere, and where the city isn't going to wait for... Dude, I knew a dude that worked at the FDA, and he'd tell stories about how he'd have to, a train got derailed, and we're going to go out and check the meat that's on, because the refrigerator's broken, and this meat's been sitting on these train cars for 3 days. So they get to go, yeah, it's good enough. Good enough. Put it on the shelf. It'll be all right. Just freeze it. That ain't good for people. People are just, everything's about money, and business does nothing for the soul. Greed is the root of all evil. And look how evil, because people got their free will just because they don't want to help nobody because they don't feel like it. I mean, that's a pretty lame reason to have a civilization collapse, right? I mean, there's so many. You got AAA. You see somebody on the road, get them on their way. So you got to hang out on, for a couple hours. So what? Talk with them. You might find out that you guys know some of the same people. Like there's a reason that you come across. Like people deprive themselves. I was talking with Sylviana, the chick that works at the hi pretty girl in the produce department. I don't bug her because people always check in with her because she cares about people. You can tell she cares about people, and she always busts her ass for working really hard. And she's like, I haven't seen you for so long. I said, I gotta stay home. I can't be around people because the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I say, people take offense to it, and then I'm the bad guy, and I'm just seeing things. I'm just speaking my truth, and they don't like it. So, Mom says it's easier to stay out of a problem than it is to get out of a problem. So, I just stay at home, and I've seen you a couple of times. Well, I'm not gonna bother you when you're having a conversation with somebody else, and and these are things I know about myself. I'm not gonna put myself around other people, And then because one day I came in and I was like, what a shitty fucking grocery store, because they could bring down the prices for some stuff, and they got a lot of deals. It's a good store. They got positive attributes in ways. That's why I shop there. It's better than Albertsons in my mind. But still, like they always change. You walk in and I'm spending $5 for a loaf of bread, but you walk in and they got in the produce department and every stand, every shelf is all brand new, and I got issue with that. Use the same old shit, wipe it down, have a late night cleaning party, whatever, do that, and maybe bring down some freaking, or sponsor some people, because dude, there's people that they're priced out of life. Everywhere. And the people that I'm finding, there's this family in Oregon that have a pay your price, pick your own price restaurant, and they're trying to build community. I'm like, these are the people that I'm trying to connect with. So people are we're getting more of the scenes, and so here's some of the realizations that people are going to have to come to terms with. This was revival. I've seen this before throughout my life. It's just I've never kept it. And this is by Revival of Wisdom. And there's more to it, but I just got the first, and this is on TikTok, a page on TikTok. And I just got the first screenshot. Jesus and Satan are not external deities. I think that they are. They're just in a frequency that people don't. I mean, look, well, I know people. Ask Jessie Zaboter and the people that she ran around with. People have met Satan. But I don't know how many people have reached the frequency. I mean, I know people Marge astrology. She said Jesus has shown up, and so I guess people do. But anyway, so they're not just external deities, rather than allegories representing different aspects of the human mind. They symbolize the internal struggle between destructive negative thoughts and a higher divine consciousness. Satan is the lower aspects of the mind that pursue fleeting superficial pleasures. Go Big Red. While Jesus embodies the divine higher mind focused on spiritual enlightenment and goodness, and that's just and to me, that's just, if you see somebody hungry, you feed them. If you see somebody cold, to help get them warm up. See somebody hot, help cool them down. If you see, I'm not talking about help satisfy all these. So that's what these bureaucrats think is these poor people, they're not worth what the cost entails to accommodate them. And I'm looking at the bureaucrats thinking, dude, you aren't worth the cost that you entail sitting in the position. Freaking dude, they spent here in Taos, they spent again, no showers for the homeless in the homeless and stuff like that. No showers, no place to do lawn stuff like that. No here, let's do this to give you a break. But they spent $800,000 somewhere around there on redoing the tennis courts, and then the councilwoman invites you to come out and play tennis with her. And it's like, you fucking did this for yourself? Like, you spent all that money on you? Because I drive past this park all the time, and nobody is ever using these tennis courts. Not to say that they don't. I'm just saying that the cost that you used to make those tennis courts was for your own fucking pleasure, when it could have been used to do something for somebody else. But because it didn't benefit you, you see no reason to do that, councilwoman. And that's how all of you and your friends are. And I am adamantly against that disingenuous behavior. So, well, I can't go to freaking meetings because fuck their decorum, and they're just gonna, oh no, you can't say things like that. Decorum, decorum, decorum. And those are like Nellie Olson and all the little bitches, all the little characters that have ever played a little bitch that is hidden behind freaking some letter of a rule when the heart of the rule, is just getting shit on. So fuck them all. Fuck all the burr brats. Burrow brats, ass brats. They think what they got really good. See, the thing is, I know I got an intelligence that isn't like other people's. I get that, but they really are. Like, dude, our mayor fucker. I was in the Navy for 4 years. Like, fucking went. Like, you were born and raised in Taos, and you took a 4-year fucking hiatus out to be a seaman for 4 years. It's just to hang out. What did you do when you were a seaman? Like, what were you on a boat? Were you an administrator? Like, what did you do? Were you a finance guy? Like, because that's what he does. He's like a professor at UNM, the university that's right across the street from the city hall. And then he's on all these nonprofit boards. It's all these like double interests and stuff like that. But because people aren't real smart, they don't pick up on this shit. But I see right through it. Anyway, I think I'm getting hungry. We're gonna watch some more Afterlife. And we're going to watch some more. Oh, already laid down. And then he just got up. You want to go outside? They're going to start whining for food here pretty quick. Mom slept in way late. But she had a real good egg sandwich today. How you doing today, Ma?
I'm doing well.
Look how pretty your hair looks. Want to wave? People are like, you look so much alike. I'm like, isn't that funny how DNA works? People act a lot alike too. I look a lot alike my dad too. I looked a lot like my dad. We have a lot of the same mannerisms. So I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I did find my letter though. I found my so this is why. So if people wonder because I'm always moving around because everything hurts all the time. So I can't sit still. I've been like this ever since I was a little girl. And I get in so much trouble because other people, evidently my discomfort makes them uncomfortable. But they don't want to do nothing to help remedy my pain. They just want me to act like I'm not in any. It's so weird. Maybe those are the demonics, because the real people can't stand to watch. I don't think real people can stand to watch other people suffer. When people get their rocks off from watching people suffer around. I think that's a demonic behavior. I don't think that's how human beings act. So, evaluation of cervical strain with degenerative arthritis, degenerative disc disease, spondylolithosis, and invertebral disc syndrome, which is currently 10% disabling, increased to 30%. You know how fucking hard it is to get your rating fucking done by the fucking VA? Service connection for left extremity radiculopathy is granted with an evaluation of 40%. Service connection for upper right extremity radiculopathy is granted. Lumbar strain with degenerative change to the left sacroiliac joint and degenerative arthritis, degenerative disc disease, spondylolisthesis, scoliosis, and intervertebral disc syndrome. And then I have left lower extremity radiculopathy static, and then right lower extremity radiculopathy static. So basically, my body is fucked. That's why I work so hard, because once I stop, I feel like I'm just going to dissolve. So that's why, like, when I feel powerless, when I'm scared about things that I can't control, I pick up my little dumbbell. Even though it hurts it makes everything hurt. I just think about how much worse I'd be off if I don't do that. So I do that. Anyway, if anybody's out there, thanks for hanging out.
That's nice.
I appreciate it. All in all, today's a pretty, okay day. I did get some rest last night, the night before, and the night before. I just, sleep is an elusive bitch to me a lot of times. Like I don't get in this life. I don't get a lot of dubious luxuries that other people have gotten. It was funny, like my thing of the day co-star, my little astrology tidbit I get. It said, "You're being shaken up in your bottle right now." And that's exactly how I feel. It's things to do, rehash consequences, set boundaries. Things not to do, interrogations, mouse traps, and between the lines. I read this the other day. This was off DLC Anxiety. Another thing I've read from someplace else before. But they're just re-saying it. People with mental health issues are not healing to be able to handle trauma. It just sucks that we still have to deal with it on a daily basis. Right? It's okay. There's tools. It just sucks. And you got to put work into your own freaking care of your own soul sack. People with... Let me start over because I do that. I wonder what placement that is. People with mental health issues are not healing to be able to handle trauma, anxiety, or depression. They are used to them. They are healing to be able to handle joy and acceptance of happiness back into their lives. Like, I don't know how to, like... I don't want to have to adjust to having to be around earthbound people. I'm trying to change the earthboundedness to a place that's a little bit conducive. See, that's the thing. The way I look at it is, if you soothe people's eases a little bit, if you ease their sorrows a little bit, they are not going to be so inclined to take that pill or drink that alcohol or do that thing. And all behavior can be rectified. People don't always have to do those things that they always did to make themselves feel bad. They can stop those behaviors. I know people have compulsions and things like that. There's a lot of ways that people can ease those, and a very good step in that direction. So many different spiritual practices say the same things. They're all in congruence. Meditation. It's in like 12-step it's meditation. Disconnect from yourself into something higher that gives you the goodness that you can't seem to muster up of and by yourself. Hi, Native Michigan. I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just hooked on phonics. Stop by my show, support and respect. I'll come check you out. I'll do that. Let's see. Where's my control copy? Let's see. You alright, Ma? You getting hungry or anything?
Yeah, I'm fine, Marge.
You having a good time today? Oh, I was gonna get cream. I was gonna get heavy whipping cream to make ice cream.
Uh-huh.
And guess what?
What?
Universe said, no ice cream for you.
No, for you.
Because there was no cream. All of the cream was gone. I was like, but that's when you live in a small town, people You know, like you have all these restaurants because they hog everything, you know, and they freaking and so they come in and they'll buy everything out. So it must have been like a coffee shop or something like that. So I'll come check you out. All right, I just subscribed to Native. You joined April 7th, 2015. So that is you joining as an Aries. And people I know born on the 7th, Raquel and Champ, you know, propensity. I have the propensity. Aries, there's a lot of Aries that like to drink. Aries, yeah. It's one of the things that people use to key themselves up so they can be savage. You know, alcohol and narcotics have been used by our military for years to get people all geed out of their head before they, because you know you can't be in your right mind when you're doing things out of with that are not conducive to your spirit. Oh, World of Warcraft. Okay. All right. I don't drink because I the demons are I'm on a demon magnet, man. Yeah. Used to World of Warcraft for your son. Okay. There's a kid that lived next door to me in Rancho de Taos. I follow him on his live streaming. That's how I know that he's okay. You know, that he's like, that he's still, that's how I can, like, okay, I know he's all right, because he gets onto live streaming every now and again, because he moved out of state. No, I'm not in June person. Do not drink. Yeah, I make weed cookies. That's my medicine. I try not to smoke because I don't like to smoke, and I'm due for Mullen tea, and I just am not ready to put myself through that. Oh man! And when I smoke, because I hate coughing, because I'm snot. I'm like I'm a I can't, so I only feel like the top half. I don't take it go all the way down to my belly, and I've always been a little I wish I could do that. Like I saw other, like, I mean, especially I remember there's this dude he had like a 5 foot or 4 foot 5 foot water pipe. He had to step on, because he worked in the kitchen at Chevy's, and he had to step on a little step stool so he could use it. But that dude could like fill that 4 foot thing, or 5 foot. It was 5 foot because for him, yeah. Anyway, so, but for him to do that, I mean, he would fill the whole thing and you couldn't see through the chamber. It's salt, and then he would just, and I'm like, dude, your lung, like, where does that, like, I would be mesmerized with the things that people could do to reach oblivion. I guess I never had to work that hard. But I don't want oblivion anymore. Now I just want my body to not be inflamed. Because when I get inflamed and then I see something, like, it's instinct. It's all fight. I don't got no flight. I'm just like, hey, that's bullshit. You know, I'm just like, some dude said, what are you, the parking police? I'm like, I'm just here to let you know that parking is a premium here in Taos because the mayor's a fucking idiot and put up these electronic parking meters all over the place. And so I'm not going to pay for parking in a town which I live in when you come from Colorado to take up fucking 2 places when you could have taken up 1. So, no, I'm not the parking police. I'm glad you stopped, Young. I didn't. No, I did. I guess I first got 2002. So 28th is when I got sober. The first time. And then after 14 years of going to freaking AA conferences and speaking and sharing my experiences and strength and hope and deciding, and then only to come to the conclusion that it is just not another club freaking built on a hierarchy of nepotism. And there is no use for me to be where I was. Because, I mean, if I'm not going to be able to be a part of shit, I don't fucking want to be there, you know? Because people always want me to be a part of their shit and do what they want me to do. And I'm like, when can I do what I want to do? And you fuckers do what I want to do. Because my ideas are better than yours anyway. Plus, I'm a pastor. See, I need people to find me that are like-minded to help me, like, become, like, the non-profit or do that. And then, like, do the paperwork for me and all that part, stuff like that. So I could just, like, hand out all the ideas and then we get people back on track and giving them less reasons to medicate in the manners in which they have been choosing. Because now people, dude, when people are starting to lace weed with blues, like, dude, that ain't any kind of freaking planet that I'm going to accept. I'm going to allow it in my proximity. I'm going to encourage other people in my local community to do better at educating your youth and choosing wise and healthy methods to keep your body, mind, spirit congruent and balanced. Instead of taking things that give you the illusion. Courage juice is what they call it? You're a fucking fool, dude. Courage juice this. And I've been that fool. That's how I know where I can't even walk. I'm so defiant, I defy gravity, y'all. Anyway. Ben's going to start whining in about 10 minutes because we're in the hour in the window of which they eat. Oh, Luna's got to go out too, so that's a wrap. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.